Hello mate, how you doing? Welcome back to the Normandy campaign in IL2. Last we left off, William Jones had just joined 91 Squadron and completed his first successful sortie. We are now on the 6th of May and have flown 5 missions. They've all been intercept recon plane missions, and William has got 3 confirmed kills. These missions are of vital importance to the secrecy of Operation Overlord in keeping troop build-ups in the south of England unseen. However, we've now been tasked with an escort mission, and this seemed a good time to jump back in the cockpit with William, find out a bit about him. William Jones grew up as poor as a church mouse on London's east side, and had never been outside the city when the first bombs fell on his neighbourhood. The war had been on everyone's lips for a long time, but it had all seemed so far away to the young man. Within a matter of months he had gone from the standard privations of poverty to the additional intense terror of nighttime bombing raids. Insufficient shelter space near the home he lived in with his parents and 2 sisters meant they took refuge where they could, sometimes in the tube stations, packed cheek by jowl with thousands of other anxious Londoners. The Blitz left his neighbourhood devastated. Destroyed buildings spilled rubble onto the road. Rows of tenements like a snaggle-toothed boxer smiled. Terror quickly turned to rage and frustration as he cowered helplessly under the relentless nighttime bombing of the Luftwaffe, with the vaunted RAF apparently unable to effectively stop it. His old haunts were cratered, burned, or simply showered with shell fragments from the thousands of flak shells bursting high above in the night. William had never been a patriot in the strictest sense, but the attacks on his home and the deaths of those he knew and loved were enough to light the fire inside of him. At his earliest opportunity he enlisted in the RAF, hoping in some way to strike back at those that had shattered his home city. William was surprised as anyone when he was selected to be a pilot, and he was even more surprised when he was almost immediately shipped to Canada for training. The Atlantic crossing was brutal, and the seasickness alone nearly killed him. On many days he wished it had. Arriving in Halifax, he was unprepared for the sheer scale of the country he found himself in. As he was bundled onto a train with dozens of others, destined for points further west, spending hours moving through the vast countryside, William Jones got his first taste of the wilderness staring out of the window of the train at the huge forests and fields that stretched at times to the horizon. Towns were hours or even days apart by train, when he had previously considered the far side of London to be a bit of a trek. With his horizon suitably broadened, he found himself besieged by a month of theory on flight, navigation and other necessities in Regina, Saskatchewan. William struggled, but with the help of other students and some thoughtful instructors, he found he had a knack for math that served him well, though he knew he would never love academic pursuits. After the oppressive theory training came his first flights in a Tiger Moth high above the prairies in Prince Albert. If the world had seemed large before, now it seemed endless. The horizon was no limit at all, and as soon as he landed, he wanted to go up again. The intensive training program continued, and he found himself piloting progressively faster and faster craft. But he was tired of training and itching to get to the fight. He grew to fear that the war would be over before he got there. Finally, he completed operational training in Quebec and was shipped back home. Mere week of leave was all that he was allowed for him to reconnect with his friends and family in London, before he was sent to his first combat posting as a flight sergeant. At the age of 22, William Jones set foot on the European continent for the first time as he moved quickly, as the strained Allied logistics would allow, to the frontline squadron. Within days he would face the Hun in the skies over northwest Europe, and finally get a chance to strike back at the foe that had mauled his home city so badly. Would he be up to the task? So that's the bio of William Jones, and he is a flight sergeant, and we're in 91 Squadron, based at West Malling. As I say, so far we've got 3 confirmed kills, and 5 successful landings. We got our pilot's badge when we first arrived at our squadron, and we also got mentioned in dispatches. And that's our career so far. So our mission for today. Primary objective is detailed to escort a formation of ground attack planes to and from their target, which is marked on our map. The attack planes will take off before your flight and will rendezvous with you over the airfield. You are required to escort the attack planes back to their home airfield, at which time you are released from your assignment and you can return to base. So we're flying number 3 today. Tony Lawrence is the leader. We've got taking off late afternoon, early evening, cloudy at 5,000 feet, wind 20 at south by east. Yeah, so escort them there and escort them back. This looks like it's going to be quite a long mission. Right the way down across the channel to just north of Le Havre, and then back again. So maybe we'll see some action. Anyway, let's jump in.
Mitor, cleared for takeoff. Mitor, taking off. Out. This is flight. Mitor, airborne. Over. Mitor, proceed with your mission. Mitor 2, airborne. Mitor 3, airborne. Mitor 4, airborne. Mitor 5, airborne. Mitor 6, airborne. Mitor 7, airborne. Mitor 8, airborne. This is flight. Mitor, in combat sector. Over. southwest. Low. Range about 3.5 miles. Out. Vital 8. Engaging fighter to the southwest. Low. Range 2.5 miles. Out. Vital 5. Engaging fighter to the southwest. Low. Range 2.5 miles. Out. out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter to the south, range 5 miles, out. Nitro 3, engaging fighter to the northwest, range half mile, out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter to the southeast, range about 4.5 miles, out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter to the southeast, range about 3.5 miles, out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter to the southeast, range about 1 mile, out. Nitro 5, engaging fighter to the south, range 3 miles, out. Nitro 3, engaging fighter to the south, range 2.5 miles, out. Nitro 8, engaging fighter to the south, range 2.5 miles. Engaging fighter to the south, range 2.5 miles, out. Nitro 3, engaging fighter to the southeast, range about 2 miles, out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter, range about 1 mile, out. Nitro 4, engaging fighter to the south, low, range about 3.5 miles, out. to the south, low, range about 3.5 miles, out. Mitor 4, engaging fighter to the southwest, low, range 2.5 miles, out. Mitor 4, engaging fighter to the southwest, low, range about 2 miles, out. Mitor 4, engaging fighter to the north, range about 1 mile, out.
Well, that's clearly not at all what we wanted. I'm not sure how we move on from here. I've been killed. I was given a Distinguished Flying Medal. And yeah, that's the end of the career. Right, we'll have to see if we can go back and replay that, because makes for a pretty rubbish series otherwise with only 2 episodes. I'm not even too sure what happened there. Did I run out of fuel or did I get shot down? Yeah, just really unsure. Right, so the mission results were we got 2 confirmed kills, but we died killed in action. So I don't quite know where this leaves the series going forward to die in the 2nd episode. I'll go away, have a think about it, how we're going to come back from this. But because he's in Iron Man mode, William Jones is no more. Got to keep it real, I suppose. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that unexpected ending. If you did, subscribe and a like is always appreciated. And see you again soon. Bye for now.